Ciao Juventini, Alberto here, and I've got all your Juventus news. Of course, we're going to tackle the ongoing saga surrounding Nicolo Fagioli in the betting scandal. And apparently an outlet says when he turned himself in to authorities, he did in fact admit to betting on matches. We are going to take a look at the latest details. We're going to take a look at the FIGC and what their prosecutors are set to investigate now that could affect other players and members of the Juventus squad. And what is Juventus going to do as now Pogba and Fagioli set to face bans? We are going to have to act in the Mercato. We will go through the list and what it currently states, and a wild return also being mentioned. We've got it all right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the content, but this is the AJC. Let's rock. I'm going to kick things off with player statuses on a couple of guys that we have been watching as far as the injury watch goes. Vlahovic is pretty much at full recovery and will be training with the group from here on out, as he remained back at Continassa, skipping out on international duty, dealing with the back issue. So great news there. As far as Alexandro goes, the latest round of evaluations show that his recovery time is still looking at somewhere around mid-November. Of course, he is going to be getting more evaluations as time goes on, and that could change. But from the one today, it is mid-November, all right? As far as Juventus and looking at contract extensions, what they have with several players, another one pops up, and that is Weston McKennie. Apparently, Juventus is weighing out the options on an extension for him as his contract is set to end in 2025. For me, this is in the same pool that I put Adrien Rabiot. Absolutely nothing to look at here at the moment. And if you were going to ask me immediately right now, extension for Weston McKennie, I would say no, okay? This is not a guy that had a ton of interest or a massive amount of value that we need to lock up or posture ourselves even for a potential sale. So riding it out and going into a final year or whatnot of contract with him is not actually a problem. The fact that it ends in June of 2025, absolutely no rush here. So stop it. Stop it, okay? Same boat as Adrien Rabiot for me. Nothing to think too heavily on right now at the moment, okay? We should be a little bit more ambitious. But McKennie, I will bring this up a little bit later because he could come in big right now in the situation we are facing, and that is going to be the situation around Nicolo Fagioli. As now the outlets are saying a lot, okay, that this has actually been something that has been well known, and Juve was not surprised about it. And even Romeo Agresti said Juve is very close with Fagioli, his entourage and whatnot, and this is not surprising them. But this is a big concern for me. Okay, this is a big concern for me, and I would imagine it's going to be a big concern for all of you Juventini as well. The fact that he is known, or Juve potentially have known about this for quite some time, is ringing off alarm bells for me, because number one, why on earth would you not, if you felt this strongly about him as a player, not get him the help he is needed, okay? And if he can't accept that help or go through it and solve the issue, then why have we not cut ties, and why have we yet again opened ourselves up for the FIGC and whatnot to act when we are obviously being targeted? We keep putting ourselves in these scenarios and giving them a leg to stand on, and this is infuriating, all right? So the fact that Juve may have known about this is of massive concern to me, okay? Now, Fagioli himself, everybody is coming out now in media saying that this has been something that's been ongoing for a while. The defense, his lawyers, are actually going to take up that stance that it is an addiction and try to reduce the penalties that he is about to incur from this betting scandal. Some outlets say that when he turned himself forward, he said, yes, I indeed bet on matches. It is not looking good, okay, for Fagioli. And yes, this is a problem. That is mainly his problem, but of course, he is a Juventus player. It is going to get the limelight. It is yet again going to shine a negative light on Juventus. All right, but again, the big concern is that they knew about it. How they act is massive, and getting characters that are in here. I slammed Fagioli pretty hard yesterday, and some people came at me saying that, you know what, it's innocent until proven guilty. I don't feel that way about this scenario because I called it how it is. It is a privilege to be a professional footballer, and a massive privilege to be one of Juve's professional footballers. And I think he pissed away an opportunity that was right there in front of him, an opportunity that many would die for, to be in his shoes. And he did it over stupidity. It is grossly known worldwide, any sport you're involved in, whether you're professional or amateur, not to get involved in betting and open yourselves up to that, because the conflict of interest is massive and can be tied so easily. You just don't do it. All right. So yes, I will blame him regardless of the outcome here, because he should have never had himself in this situation. Now the FIGC, again, like I said, has a leg to stand on, but Juventus, the fact that they may have known about it, for me, crushes me to hear that, because they should have definitely acted differently. Because I don't care at that point how talented you are, who you are as a player. Juve's got to sort it out. And if they knew about it, massive red flag for me and what's going on behind the scenes. But here we go. The FIGC now, because of this, set to investigate the players, members of Juventus, to see if anyone else knew about this and in fact maybe got involved with it. And they will have to come forward. If it is found that someone else is involved and did not bring themselves forward, they are also potentially facing a ban and fines. So again, now we have to wait and see what's going on. And there are fans out there that are saying this is just the FIGC targeting us and coming at us again. But you guys, we really have to look within here. And these are boneheaded moves. The Pogba situation, taking something without acknowledging your employer, giving them the chance to look at it and tell you, hey, you know what, you can't take this. Fagioli getting involved in gambling and betting and whatnot. What are we talking about here? This is not them targeting us. This is our guys making boneheaded moves. All right. And I am the first one to say that, yes, we are being targeted, but that is all the more reason. We have two problems here. You have a secondary problem, which is the fact that we are being targeted and whatnot. But the primary issue is our guys staying clean. Is it that difficult? They have to do that. And what we do within to give the FIGC absolutely nothing to go on. So for me, the frustrations here lie within with our players, and depending on what goes on and what we end up finding out with the Fagioli situation, as more will come out as it progresses. But if Juventus in fact knew about this, terrible to hear. All right. Now, as far as how Juventus is going to act, well, we got bans coming up for Pogba and now Fagioli. We have to act, but the window's not open until January 2nd for the Mercato. We have to get by until there. You've got Miretti, who's been unable to find any type of consistency or rhythm to his play. You have Nicolo Foli, who hasn't been used. Talks about loans for those players potentially in January. Targets have to come in. The target list remains the same. Højbjerg, some outlets saying he's a top target, 30 million euros, but Juve's looking for loan and then purchase, and Tottenham wants outright purchase. Well, Kefren Turam, some list him as a top target. 40 million euros is his price tag, and I can guarantee you, based on the interest around him, whatnot, Nice is not going to settle for a loan and then right to redemption. So it's going to have to be outright as well. Well, some outlets, Gazzetta, going out of the way saying that Bernardeschi on a loan from Toronto is a potential option. My God, it just gets from bad news to worse news. No, don't bring Bernardeschi back, okay? This is going to be interesting to see what Juventus is going to do. But in the meantime, no Fagioli and no consistency or rhythm out of Miretti, Nicolo Foli, having to wait until the January window. I expect McKennie to go into the midfield and Weah to resume his position at right wing back. That's what I believe Max is going to do to get us by until the winter mercado, and then we'll have to act. But Juve definitely now is going to have to be active in that winter mercado. So Giuntoli and Mana, yeah, get ready. Get your pens, pencils, papers, phones ready to go, because you're going to have to start getting active and look for solutions, okay? Because we are going to need cavalry in the winter mercado, no doubt, now with the situation we face. All right, we're gonna wrap things up with international duty, and the Azzurri set to face Malta on Saturday, and Locatelli and Keane slated to start. You guys know the drill here. Let me know everything you think about the possible McKennie extension, but this Fagioli situation, as we're hearing more and more. Are you as concerned about the fact that Juventus may have known as I am? And are you thinking this is in fact FIGC targeting again? Or is it just these guys, again, being stupid and not realizing the privilege that they have? I can't wait to mix it up with you guys on this ongoing saga and whatnot. And hey, never a dull moment surrounding Juventus. Today is no different. We'll be back tomorrow with another daily update. As always, no matter what, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.